Hi, thank you for being here.
Of course, thank you for having us.
Can you give your names
I'm Moses.
And I'm Lily.
and tell us a little bit about how you got involved with MECO?
Okay, so basically, since I go to the school that they are hosting at, I just went there one day and went, huh, this is cool. I want to do this.
And then for me, I was actually in MECO Robotics under the same program that MECO is under, FIRST Robotics. And I did that for about 3 years and then aged out of the program. And I still wanted to continue with doing robotics and engineering, so I searched some teams in the area and I found MECO.
Can you tell us a little bit about what MECO Robotics is?
MECO Robotics is a community high school robotics team.
So when we say we're a community team, it means that we don't have only one specific school that we're associated with. So we have kids from all over Florida, even a student coming as far from Lakeland to come to meetings over in Bithlo. So yeah.
And unlike other teams for FRC, First Robotics Competition, we don't have any sort of paywalls whatsoever. How most teams, they have some sort of pay you have to do before you join. We're just completely free, completely open. All our stuff is provided.
All through fundraising.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, team fundraising.
And how does the team work with community involvement?
So, like Moses said, the team is hosted by Orange County Academy, which is a school in Bithlo that was created to give underprivileged students in the area an opportunity to have a private school education, and a good education that wasn't really offered there at the time. And so we do draw in students from that school. We do presentations to those students, and they know that, they're always welcome to come sit in on meetings or come, hang out with us, join the team. And really, we're just trying to get as many kids as possible as we can interested in STEM and maybe STEM careers that they might be interested for doing in the future.
A shining example of that is me. I came from the school, and it's been really fun. The 11 or so months I've been in MECO.
What are some of the things that you do?
Obviously, we build robots, but also we do outreaches, which is basically we go to a place and basically spread the word about FIRST. We host fundraisers, we get tours of, say, for example, University of Florida or Leidos.
It's very cool, just all of the things we get to do, because the way I like to describe it to people is we don't only just build robots, it's also like running a business at the same time. So while we have those mechanical aspects of it where we're building the robot and cutting parts and pieces and teaching kids how to use drills and machines, we also have the business aspect. So we essentially have to build our own brand, which is MECO for us. And we had to have a business plan, all kinds of things set up in place, sustainability plans for how we're going to continue in the future, fundraising, outreach, all kinds of things that allow students to be really well-rounded in all kinds of areas that are good for, having those future life skills.
Were you there from the beginning?
No.
No?
Neither of us were.
The team actually started in November of 2019, if I got that right.
Mhm.
We both joined around mid-2022.
Yes.
Okay. And so that was after the pandemic?
Yes.
Yes.
So we don't know when the after pandemic really is, but
I can answer some questions about how it was during the pandemic if you'd like.
yes.
So our very first season, so to lay it out a little bit, we have about 2 months to build a robot design from the ground up to fit that season's challenge before we go to competitions. And so our first competition was on, I believe, March 19th, 2020. So they were literally in the middle of getting ready for the competition. Like they were there at UCF, like sitting on the field, getting ready to go when they got the announcement that I'm so sorry, but you all have to go home because this competition, we can't continue it. And so they unfortunately, everybody went home after, those 2.5 months of like hard work and preparation and, building a robot just to be sent home was unfortunately really devastating for a lot of teams, not just in Florida, but all around the world. And I think we all are very grateful that MECO is still here and actually made it through the pandemic, even being just a rookie team, which isn't really heard of. Like a lot of teams who started that year just, dissolved and didn't come back. But we held a lot of Zoom meetings, lots of virtual meetings. We participated in the 2021 competition, which was all strictly online, and just really worked hard to keep that sense of community there and that sense of unity there, and just kind of definitely bring a light to everybody on the team in that time of, darkness and unknown.
And by 2022, we sprouted back out again as a full-fledged great team.
Yes.
And we've improved a bunch from the beginning of 2022 all the way to now.
For sure.
Can you describe the 125-pound robot created by the team?
It's a four-wheeled robot. The wheels, they have these weird little things that allow them to drive sideways, turn in place, kind of like a tank, but not really. It has a giant arm that is used to grab the game pieces for that year, cones and cubes, and place them onto platforms and poles, respectively. It also has a braking system for the seesaw that we had to balance on at the end of the game.
What was that challenge like?
So basically, it was a big flat field with two seesaws on either end. People who put cones and cubes in. We had to go grab the cones and cubes, bring them to our side of the field, place them on platforms and poles, or just leave them on the ground in front for points. 3 pieces in a row meant extra points, and the more you get, the more points you have. Near the end of the game, a buzzer goes off, and we start going onto this massive kind of seesaw balancing board. The more balanced robots there are, the more points you get, and if the stays perfectly level, balanced, there are even more points. We have about, I think, 2.5 minutes, if I'm right?
2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes of game time to do all that. 15 seconds of it was pre-programmed by us, where the robot did stuff itself without us controlling it. After that ended, we went up, started controlling the robot, doing all the aforementioned stuff.
What was the process and challenges you faced in developing this robot?
Okay.
I think one of the bigger problems is the fact that we didn't actually start making the robot until maybe 2-3 weeks in, and we didn't have any prototypes until a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it took us a while to come up with our finalized design. We did a lot of group brainstorming sessions trying to come up with what would be most effective. And this year was a pretty hard challenge. Like he was saying, we had to be able to pick up both heavy duty traffic cones made out of rubber, and then also really light inflatable cubes, kind of like a beach ball. So we had to be able to handle both of those without, sacrificing one to only pick up the other. So that was a design flaw. Yeah, that was pretty much the hardest part, is getting everything rolling and having a solid plan set in place. And the really cool thing about MECO is we always work through problems by sitting everybody down. We're okay, we got an issue, how do we solve it? And it's everybody is involved in that kind of decision in how to fix that problem.
Do you have UCF mentors?
Mm-hmm.
And how do they work with the team?
So we do have a couple UCF mentors, and we'll call him out by name. Shout out to Aiden. He's super cool.
Hey, Aiden.
So he actually, most of our mentors who are from UCF come on with FRC experience already. So they have already been on a different team or even our team, and they will come back and basically share their knowledge that they gained while they were in the program and help us basically, be better and improve our robot design.
We also had 3 new mentors come in, I think, all from UCF.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know much about them yet since they just joined maybe last week.
Yeah, but they do all have previous team experience, and they all come from different really good teams in our area. So we're definitely excited to work with them.
What is their support meant to the project?
It really means a lot to have them there with us and helping us out and giving us guidance, because sometimes you'll have those problems where you get stuck and you try a bunch of different things to fix it, and it just you just keep hitting different roadblocks and it doesn't quite work. So it's really nice to have somebody who is experienced in, running into roadblocks similar, be able to step in and be like, well, have you thought of this? Or why don't you do it this way? And then just making those little small changes can actually change the whole way that you view the problem and actually how it ends up working out in the end.
And our main mentor, Aiden, actually does what is called CAD, which is basically modeling the robot on a computer. So like he can troubleshoot a lot of the stuff before it's even made.
Do you have data science and artificial intelligence integrated into the workings of any of the robots you work with?
Artificial intelligence through the FIRST program, I don't believe we're allowed to use artificial intelligence specifically for the robots, but it can be useful in helping troubleshoot code writing. I know that some teams have used it before for that, helping them at least find, bugs in their code and things like that.
And for the part for data science, we're actually creating an app that tracks data for like games. I'm leading on that, so
How can the community get involved to support your team, STEM, students?
There are so many opportunities for people to get involved. FIRST has so many, like, just strictly volunteering opportunities where you can go out and help at an event. I guarantee you there's a team in your area, close to your house, wherever you might be, and they're always looking for, mentors, team parents that are just willing to come and support and even just like bring snacks. That's super helpful to a lot of teams. So whether it be like donations, volunteering, time, anything like that, it's really a huge help to so many teams.
How do you feel that these technologies empower the community or community driven goals?
It's really cool just to be able to show um, really young kids that kind of technology, and then they'll be like, whoa, look, a cool robot. And then they can turn to people like us and we can say, we built that, and we can show you how to build something like that, and just inspire that sense of confidence and like, you can do this too in them. And that there's nobody that is not fit for STEM. STEM has an opportunity for everybody to be able to do something, and that's what's really cool about MECO and about the whole program in general.
when I first joined, I didn't think I'd be able to stay very long because I was under the impression that everyone was a mega nerd and didn't have any fun. Oh boy, did I learn that was wrong. We have a lot of fun.
We do. We goof around a lot.
Comedy is our main thing.
And why do you feel that STEM is important to a community?
You can do so many things just through the use of STEM, and really these kids who are on these robotics teams are our future. They're the future innovators who are going to create amazing inventions that are going to allow people to live their lives, better, and, be able to do things more efficiently. And it's really important that we have people in those positions who love to do what they do. And that's one thing that FIRST Robotics does really well, is it allows kids to get involved through something so cool, competitive robotics. So definitely, I would say that's definitely why it's important.
And even outside of just strictly engineering, STEM has a lot of applications.
Yes, it does.
If you were to have a robot do anything that you can have it do in your daily life, give me a couple examples of what that would be.
I think maybe helping me get up for the day because it's really hard for me to, get up in the morning. I'm really tired all the time, so having something to help with that and helping me go through the day might be really helpful.
Okay, so what would that look like?
Probably something along the lines of I I don't really know.
Maybe the robot takes off your blanket, shoves you out of the bed.
A little
Pours
robot
a glass
assistant.
Of water. Pours a glass of water in your face. You're having trouble getting
A
up.
little robot assistant, one that can maybe slap a glove into my face and wake me up. Give me some coffee, maybe.
Right, yeah?
Now that you said coffee, I would love a coffee making robot. That would be cool to just go downstairs and like my coffee's just ready, already made for me for the day. And I would also second like getting up in the morning, having everything like ready for me. Like it has like my outfit for the day or like my shoes or whatever I need to do first, all like prepared and ready. That would be a cool robot to build.
Another wider application might be, self-driving cars.
Yeah, yes, that too. That was gonna be my second answer.
I will probably be too tired to like drive wherever I'm going for the day, so having something to do that for me would be really nice.
But you guys are, it sounds like the Jetsons.
A little bit, yeah.
You want the life like the Jetsons.
Yes, ma'am.
I wish.
Any other examples?
Maybe something that could do like your hair or something.
That'd be cool.
Kind of, you know, the robots from Wall-E that help the captain get up for the day.
Or like that one from Jimmy Neutron. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but it like does his hair in like all kinds of crazy shapes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe like a cooking robot. I know they have more robots like waiter type robots now introducing in restaurants that will actually like deliver food to people's tables. But like actually making the food would be a really cool robot to see.
Another, something to keep watch of my pets while I'm doing stuff for the
Pet
day.
sitter.
Mm-hmm. I don't want my cat scratching up another computer charger.
Okay, so based on some of those answers, are you afraid of robots someday taking over your possible future jobs?
To be honest, no, not really. As long as there's control for, you know, AI and stuff. It's not like a movie where AI suddenly gains sentience and takes over like all of North America. But yeah.
I wouldn't really be worried because although AI can do some pretty cool things, it can never replace the people that created the AI. And there's always going to be more room for people, for creative thinkers in the STEM industry, because the reality is no one's going to be able to come up with the crazy ideas. I have AI versus people. I'm going to pick the people every time because I know I'm always going to get the better ideas from them. So.
And most AI actually pulls from people. So if there's no people, AI can't advance.
Exactly.
All right. Well, great answers. Well, thank you so much for being here. And I love that you're having so much fun in STEM and sharing that enthusiasm with others.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you. If you're enjoying this show, please subscribe to our channel and follow our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter accounts.